Welcome to the Market Rundown. I'm Matt Bennett, grain marketing consultant with Channel, and I'm here to break down the June 30th report, which is planted acreage and quarterly stocks. It's a big report most years. We've got three takeaways we're going to kind of go over. First of all, for corn, it's kind of a mixed report in that acreage was huge, but stocks were actually lower than expected. For soybeans, acreage was actually smaller than expected, and stocks were smaller as well. And so it was quite the reaction that we saw. And then the third thing, of course, is how are we going to use these numbers and this data in our marketing plan moving forward? And so first thing we'll talk about is the corn report. I mean, 94.1 million acres actually was significantly above pretty much every analyst estimate. In March, for the March 31st projected planting report, we came up with 92 million from the USDA, which was a big number. And whenever you combine that with soybeans, the total acreage was around 180. And coincidentally, total acreage for this report was actually a couple million below that. But as far as the corn acreage goes, that's big, and it definitely takes the pressure off of some of these crop ratings being lower here lately. As far as the stocks go, stocks came in below basically every estimate. Of 4.1 billion bushels. Last year, we were actually 4.35. The average trade guess was 4.25. So, a fair amount less corn, 150 million bushels less corn on hand than what people think. So corn report kind of mixed, but not exactly friendly given the acreage. As far as beans go, bean report was bullish. I mean, wildly bullish. The first thing that I saw as far as the numbers rolling out was the stocks. And so for stocks on beans, it was just a little under 800 million bushels. Whenever you look at that versus the trade guess, it was below the trade guess. And it was around 150 million bushel below last year's level as far as the June 30th stocks were concerned. But the first thing I saw whenever I looked at my screen is that beans were up 80 cents. And I didn't even see the acreage number yet. So I knew it was a very bullish report. The market definitely took it as friendly. The situation is that bean demand has actually outperformed corn demand. There's been a whole lot of good things going on as far as beans are concerned. And hey, guess what? We also don't have as many acres to work with. So it's a pretty darn good day so far in the bean market. And it's definitely kind of changed the mentality, if you will. And so how do you put all this together and kind of get your head wrapped around it? Well, first of all, whenever it comes to corn, 50% good to excellent ratings is what we're sitting at currently. We've definitely had drought concerns, a lot of issues, especially in my state of Illinois, 26% good to excellent. It's definitely an issue that we're dealing with as far as, what would total production look like. But you have to keep in mind with 94 million acres, it takes a little pressure off of what production might look like because it looks like we've got a little bit more of a buffer at this point. Prevent plant's going to be quite low, it appears. And bottom line is, as far as your corn marketings are concerned, you got to keep in mind that path of least resistance very well may be lower, especially if this weather turns around like it's trying to do here at the end of June, start of July. As far as soybean marketings go, yes, a person could look at this and say, hey, I'm sure hoping this thing continues to rally, but at the same time, a lot of folks are getting a chance at $13 beans on this rally today. And so bottom line is sometimes whenever the market takes off on a 75, 80-cent rally, I look at it as an opportunity versus, hey, what more can I get out of it? So, yes, I still think I don't want to sell everything all at once. I want to stay flexible in my plan, but I certainly want to use this kind of strength in my benefit. So once again, my three takeaways for this report were, for corn, it was kind of a mixed bag, but I would say overall, a little more pressure on the market as far as beans were concerned is bullish. There's no way to get around it. And then, of course, my third thing is that there are definitely things we need to consider whenever we're looking at marketing, just based upon the information that we learned today. So once again, this has been Matt Bennett with the Market Rundown for Channel. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them at the bottom of this video, or if you want to sign up for the newsletter, you can do so on the channel website. So thank you for joining us.